Well, Gaffer, traditionally Boxing Day fixture is one that everyone looks forward to on the calendar, and Doncaster at home, I guess, has a special place in terms of the fixture calendar.
Yeah, I mean, it's a Boxing Day at home is great. You know, you're always looking at when the fixtures come out. You want to be at home on Boxing Day, and we are quite a local one for Doncaster coming to us. So you would imagine it'd be a good crowd. Yeah, we're really looking forward to it. You know, it's a busy schedule. We're going okay at the moment. I've been pleased with the players, very pleased with the players and the mentality of the way they're going about their job. I've been very pleased with them, and we just hope that we can continue this home form.
If you can't be number one at Christmas, second's not a bad place to be.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't focus so much on the positions at the moment. And I think I've said that. I really do focus on the points and in terms of how many points we've got. But yeah, listen, you take it. You know, a point on Saturday with the top two losing. I felt it was a game we could have won. I felt it could be 2 points dropped, even though there was moments in it when they got on top, but you would expect that at Bristol. I felt that in first half we had an opportunity to really take the game by the scruff of the neck, and just last pass or cross just let us down a little bit. But you know, if you're not going to win the game, like I've said many times, make sure we don't lose it. And it was another clean sheet, which was really pleasing.
And without tempting fate, obviously you changed the system in recent weeks to get three centre halves on and have looked really, really solid at the back, and as you say, restricted the opposition in the last couple of games to very few opportunities. Yeah,
we have, and it's a formation I like. It's a formation the players like. We have to just get the balance in that between making sure that if it makes us a little bit more solid, we've still got to have that balance right of making sure we create chances. Obviously we may create them from different areas. We need to get more crosses in the box if we're going to play with wing backs, and that's something we didn't do enough of on Saturday. But yeah, it's certainly a formation the players do like, and whatever formation I do play, a lot of the stuff in terms of on and off the ball are very consistent. It doesn't really matter.
I think Niall Mason's probably played in 4 positions since he's joined. I think he played in holding midfield at Gillingham. He's obviously been a centre half, left back, right back, and that versatility has been really important this year, particularly given the injuries in those different positions that we've had to face.
Well, I knew bringing Niall in, you know, especially given he was a free, I knew that his flexibility in formations and also positions. You know, if you play 3 at the back, you can play left centre half, right. You can play as a wing back. You've just mentioned the other positions he's played, so I knew he would bring that flexibility, which is really important. Sometimes for a player it's not ideal because you want to nail down one position, but with him he gets on with it fine, and I feel the last couple of games in particular he's been excellent. He's been really good.
You mentioned Ricky J. Jones obviously coming off the bench on Saturday, and you say he did the instructions to a T. He's obviously pushing, but you've got such a difficult decision, haven't you? Because you've got Mo sitting there on 15 goals. Yeah,
I mean, Mo's had a great season up to now. You know, you have to say he's been brought in to score goals, and he's done that. He's had a great season so far. Him and Ivan have been really strong as a partnership. But when you have players coming in to the team when they come off the bench and do well, then obviously it gives you a decision to make. And all you can ask of sub is have an impact, and on Saturday he had a magnificent impact. He really did. I felt he changed the dynamics of the game from us being perhaps under the cosh a little bit to then all of a sudden looking strong towards the end, because his running power, his pace, when a game's evenly balanced and both teams are trying to win it, especially away from home, he finds space very easily, and that's what he did. So in terms of the instructions he had going onto the pitch, he carried them off perfectly. So when you've got that, it's always a decision you've got to make when someone's breathing down the striker's necks, and that's what I want. You know, unfortunately we've now got Canu out and we've done Bailey out, so it's Ricky's really in there, but I think he probably would have been anyway.
You mentioned Canu there. It's a time of year for family and all that kind of stuff, and the football club is a family. How is he doing? Because obviously it's such a unique injury to a certain extent. You don't tend to get those kind of injuries in football. How's he coping with the problems that he has?
Yeah, it was a real concern for everyone, because you're absolutely right. We're a close sort of unit, and in terms of we're very strong together as a group. So everyone was concerned. You've seen that came out in abundance. You know, the players were all in to see him. Players have been to see him. You know, we had to make sure first and foremost. I have to say the medical team, Gaz and Matty, were outstanding in terms of how they dealt with it, because it happened very quickly and it was very serious. And the ambulance people. The concern was obviously any brain damage, because there was a real problem with one of his pupils in terms of it wasn't responding. So we were concerned. Obviously that got cleared with a CT scan. Then you look at any long-term damage in his eye or vision, but that looks like it's pretty good. So it is obviously a fractured eye socket, but the main thing was to make sure there was no long-term damage. I wasn't concerned about how long he was going to be out. It's just whether he was going to be fine, and he is. And he's a great lad, Eddie. He's coming in today, so it'll be good to see him. He'll get his operation either on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, and then it's really a matter of just making sure his vision's okay, him healing, and then he's back when he's back. I'm not going to put a time on it. I'm just glad the boy's going to be fine.
Yeah, in that situation, you have to just probably cross his name out in terms of as and when he comes back in. In terms of the others, obviously you mentioned George and Fraser looking positive at this stage on Monday.
George and Fraser, touch wood, to get through the next couple of training sessions. They'll be available for Boxing Day, which is a real bonus. Beavers will be touch and go for Boxing Day, and then Dembele will be back. You're probably looking at, he'll probably just miss the Burnley game, but he'll look to train the week of the Burnley game, which is good. So once you get through the Christmas New Year's period, you're looking at certainly 4 players you're looking at being back.
And they all seem to be left-siders as well, don't they? With obviously Fraser can play in midfield, Beeves left-sided centre-half. George obviously missed for quite a while now. I mean, you done remarkably well given the injuries in those positions, and to lose people of the stature that you have. Yeah,
I mean, to lose George for such a long period was a big blow for us, and you know, he brings such a authority to the team. So to have him back, and he is looking good, I have to say, and he's got his confidence back with the injury. So to have him back at such a crucial time, you know, for the second half of the season, is going to be very important.
Christmas time, obviously, lots of sweets around. Macca had many of them in there, or?
Sean has. Yeah, there's always a overindulge in sweets and chocolates, and everyone does it, don't they? And then all of a sudden there's a panic to get fit again in January, which I don't really buy into. It's just a normal week is best. You know, it's great to have time with the family, and obviously things like that. It's really important that the players get that. You know, we will give them Christmas Day off. It's something I've always done, much to the chairman's annoyance. But that's the only day they're going to have over the 2 weeks. So yeah, I think it's important. We'll get them in early. We'll give them their GPS units to go home with. So we'll make sure that they do a bit at home on Christmas Day. We'll get them in early Boxing Day. Have a walk pre-match here. So we'll do it right, but it's important that they do spend that time with the family, and it's nice for them to do that.
What would you get Strax for Christmas?
Nothing.
Is that just a Scottish thing?
No, we don't share presents. We're too busy. Nah, I took them out, all this, you guys as well. We went out obviously for lunch, which was nice, and we had a good day.